The record list component is used to display standard or custom objects and has a number of different features not available in the standard record list for Salesforce. Those include things like a download button, that ability to set the column width, the ability to set filters that only are shown within the component, unlike the standard filters where someone else in your organization can create another filter and they will display within that component. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to create a record list. I'm going to go back to the component pack homepage. I'm going to select new. Record type, let's give it record list. And I'm going to create a configuration name. And then you can see a preview of the component. Now next, I'm going to go into the next section. You can see there's a path up here at the top, or I can just go ahead and click next. So the first one, I'm just going to say this is case and item number 1. So I'm going to create a record. There's going to be one item. So there'll be one filter. I can create multiple ones, and I'll show you how to do that. So first one, I'm going to say open cases. Let's go ahead and select the case object. I'll select the case object. And you can see what you see is what you get. You can see cases, my open cases is this filter. So maybe I want the case number. I want the subject. I want a status, and I want the priority. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now let's say, this is how a record list appears. Let's say I really want that description to be wider. Okay, that looks much better. So now you can see I can show a little bit more of the wider columns. I can set the default sort order. So let's say I wanted to set it based on status, and I'm going to do ascending. There we go. Oh, I said subject. Let's say status. There we go. So you can see it's selected by status. I can also change this when I'm in the component, but this way you can actually see what that is. I can show a full list, or I can show a compact list. I can also set filters. So if I wanted this to be open cases, I could say, let's make sure that the status equals, I'm going to say does not equal closed. So you can see anything that's not closed is now shown. So these are all your open cases. I can create multiple filter logic. Up here at the top where it says show records for, this means if you're the case, if you just show for your current user, that means that you're the case owner. You're the owner of that file. This wouldn't be applicable to a customer. So customers, there's different ways to do that. Take a look at the documentation, and you can set a number of different options. So if I wanted to go ahead and let's just say I wanted to show refresh on that. I wanted to also show the export button. I didn't want to show the icon. It just gives you a lot of control over what's shown, currency format. And then finally, you have a number of different formatting options with background colors, thicknesses, how you space padding or margins. And then finally, you can set the start or the end date for that component. So by default, it's created at the start date. And then when you publish the component, you can say start it in a week, end it 2 weeks later. Otherwise, by default, it's available for display right away. So there's one more thing we should cover here. I said you can have multiple record list items. So let's say I wanted one with just the closed cases. So I'm going to add another one down below. You can see this is item 2. And I'm going to say closed cases. Same thing. I'm going to go ahead and select case as the type. So case. Let's just say I want an account number. And I'm going to select subject, status. That's all I'm going to select. And I want this to be 60%, this one. And on this one, I'm going to want to say that the status does not equal, or I could put multiple ones in there. I'm going to say it does not equal closed. Oh, I'm sorry, this was closed cases, so it is equals close. There we go. So there I have all my closed cases. So now when I preview, I'm just going to go ahead and preview this. You can see I've got open cases. That's the first one on the list. Or I can go to closed cases. No longer do you have to worry about someone creating another filter, and then they're shown in your community, and your customers may not be appropriate to see those. And that is the record list.